Welcome, Canadian country music fans. During your visit to Music City, plan to tour the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. It's the place to go to find out more about the history of America's favorite music and its great stars. You'll have a chance to see Elvis Presley's solid gold Cadillac, a Stars touring bus, folk instruments, glittering costumes, and vintage films. To complete your tour, you'll want to see one of Nashville's most famous recording studios, RCA Studio B. Offered exclusively through the Country Music Hall of Fame, Studio B is where Elvis Presley, Eddie Arnold, Chet Atkins, Charlie Pride, and many more stars recorded. See the behind-the-scenes workings of Studio B and learn how the Nashville sound began. See the Country Music Hall of Fame and Studio B before you leave Nashville, both on world-famous Music Row. Welcome to our Canadian visitors this Easter weekend. While you're in Nashville, plan to visit the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Learn about the 30 country music greats honored in the Hall of Fame. Enjoy the new and exciting exhibits, Elvis Presley's solid gold Cadillac, a country star's touring bus, folk instruments, vintage films, glittering costumes, and much more. And treat yourself and your family to a tour of one of Nashville's most famous recording studios, RCA Studio B. Offered exclusively through the Country Music Hall of Fame, Studio B is a part of your visit you won't forget. See how Nashville sessions are produced and visit the studio where Elvis Presley, Eddie Arnold, Chet Atkins, Charlie Pride, and Jim Reeves recorded. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum and Studio B are open 7 days a week, and we know before you start home you'll want to see both. Happy Easter, Canadian fans. Happy Easter, Canadian country music fans, and welcome to Nashville. While you're visiting Music City, USA, you'll want to include a tour of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Open 7 days a week, the museum features the Hall of Fame where 30 country music greats are enshrined. Along with Elvis's solid gold Cadillac, a country star's touring bus, folk instruments, glittering costumes, vintage films, and much more. And your trip won't be complete without a tour of Music City's most famous recording studio, RCA Studio B. Offered exclusively through the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, Studio B is where Elvis Presley, Eddie Arnold, Charlie Pride, Jim Reeves, and Chet Atkins recorded. So before you go home, take a drive down world-famous Music Row and experience the sounds of country music at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum and Studio B.